beautiful ones. I hope you're doing fine. Let me know who's there. Let me know who's watching. And if you're new here, well, introduce yourselves. Tell me where you're from. And if you're new in my world, maybe it's the first time we're connecting, or it's the first time you're watching one of my videos. So let me know who's there. And thank you for being here. Let me introduce myself for those who are joining for the first time. I'm Natalie. I'm a Lightworker mentor. I am also an awakening mentor. So it means that I help you really unlock your intuitive abilities, whatever is dormant, what is ready to really blossom. And once you connect to your intuitive abilities, whether it's clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, whether it's mediumship, whether it's healing abilities, then you kind of feel more attuned with external energies. And if ever you feel somehow disconnected sometimes from this reality that is shifting so much that we might lose ground, well, knowing that you can get some support from higher realities. And when I say higher realities, I'm talking about your higher self, your light guides, and any other energies, including Earth's energy. Suddenly you realize that there's a reason for everything, and your mission is obviously shifting. The reason why you're here, your personal purpose, is also shifting, and I help you with this. I help you clarify all this so you feel empowered, you feel aligned, and you feel also motivated to be a light worker, to feel that there's more to you than just this existence. And it's just reconnecting to all that you are. And that's amazing. Today, this live connection, I'm sorry, I'm slow. I'm slow in the sense that I'm starting to receive information. So I'm trying to share with you what I'm supposed to share. And still, I'm asking them, please wait a little minute. So many things are happening energetically, and I asked my beautiful group, so the Intuitive Empowerment for Rising Lightworkers, and if you're not part of this group, you'll find the link in the description and in the comments. I invite you to join us. Many times I do share these videos across all the platforms I'm on: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. But there's something specific that I share with the Facebook group. I'm there more often. I share more videos, more activations. If ever there's some news or some information I channel, this is where I go. This is where I go mainly. So I did ask them recently what they needed the most. I do that regularly. I used to do that every 3 months, and I do admit I do that once a month, because energies are shifting so quickly that people's needs may shift. So I just have the answers here. I would say that everybody is sharing the desire to understand their soul purpose and what they're here to do as a light worker. So to get more clarity around their soul purpose. And the second, or I should say even the most important one, is to receive guidance. So we're back to the point where we feel disconnected and things are shifting so quickly. You don't have to go inside within yourself to really understand that the world is shifting. Systems are being dissolved, are being dismantled, and new systems are trying to take power, and it's just a continuous shift of ups and downs, of in and out, of light and non-light. And the most intuitive people, us, can feel completely confused by all these energies, but it's happening. So we really understand what is not working anymore in our system. But while the system is trying to reframe itself, that's another story, and I won't talk about that today. I have shared so much, but I will come back to share more details when we have time for that. When that happens, you really want to return to self. You really want to understand, okay, how do I find my way in these times? How do I understand what is my purpose? What is my journey? Am I supposed to stay in this job? Am I supposed to stay in this town? Am I supposed to work this way? Or am I supposed to completely move? And the answer is a bit of everything. And the answer, or the answers, are yours, are really yours to unlock. So of course you can get help to understand what your purpose is, but in the end it will always come from you. And there's so much another person can do for you. At this point, the best a guide, a coach, a mentor, a friend, a channeler can do for you is to help you unlock your intuitive abilities. So you understand, how does my higher self speak to me? What kind of language does it use? What kind of tools does it use to speak to me? And when you understand the language you're having with your higher self and light guides, then you require less support from those who channel for you. And that's the ultimate thing. That's the ultimate goal, to reconnect to what people call the intuition, so you really can understand your powers. And they will all be expressed in a very different way. I'm a channeler, I'm an intuitive, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a clairsentient, I'm a claircognizant, I'm a clairaudient, I'm a healer, I'm a medium. I think I said it. But do I really share and practice these abilities as you, as another renowned healer or channeler? I probably have some elements in common with them, but most of the time is no. And how did I build my work and the way I work? Well, I built it because I practiced. I do admit I had a mentor in the early years, and that helped a lot, just to put a name on what I was doing, how my magic was called, who really was I connecting to, what aspect of the person was I connecting to. That was super, super helpful. And just having somebody who understands that sometimes you evolve quickly, sometimes you don't. And the fact that sometimes you don't evolve as quickly is most of the time connected to your emotional life and your everyday life. So developing your intuitive power or powers is one thing, but you cannot disconnect it from really looking inward, really looking at your emotional state and what needs to be healed. So it's nice to either work with one person or work with a group of people who can address and support you on these different levels. So people, at least in my group, but I have a feeling, and let me know in the comment section if that is a concern to you as well. Again, the main concerns were, or the main zones of interest were, actually I had like three that were almost par, but it's really receiving guidance. People are definitely a bit more lost than usual, and again, we have worked with a system that sustained itself for so long that now, even if you're an intuitive, you're still observing, will our planet be safe? Will we feel safe in our homes, in our countries? So that is one aspect that of course needs to be addressed, to receive that guidance so you understand how you're supposed to move in these times and in your own journey, And as I said, the second one was understanding your soul purpose. But you understand how connected they are? As soon as you understand your soul purpose, so the soul purpose and the soul and the personal mission or the life mission, The soul purpose is what you're here to teach, what you're here to learn, what you're here to awaken, what you're here to share, what you're here to hold. It's all about soul evolution. It's all about spiritual awakening, while the life mission is more you as a human being. What are you here to do? Are you meant to have a family or no family? Are you meant to live in this town or in this country or somewhere else? And there, these two missions are of course working together. From the soul purpose comes the life mission. And again, we can use purpose or mission as a word, but it's the same. What is the difference? Does the information in the mission comes from the soul level or from the incarnation level? And that's important to know. But as soon as you know your soul purpose, you question less whether you should shift your work, your powers. You suddenly, this is what I'm here to do. I know my soul purpose. It took me a while. It took me decades and decades to understand. But there was always something in common. There was a common thread between each jobs and each moves I made. It was always about working with other people. It was all about helping them awaken. It was all about helping them finding themselves and healing themselves. That was a common denominator from maybe when I was 14. I took many roads to get there. So all the roads I took are more part of my life mission. Working in a bank, working in astrology, working as a videographer, working as a workshop creator in creativity, actually, and then working as a hypnotherapist, and then where I am now. So you see, and I probably did forget a few elements here, but this is my life mission. I'm meant to meet these people, to also, your life mission is also connected to your personal and childhood experiences. If you have been brought up a certain way and there's healing to do, every action you will do, every choices you will make will hopefully bring some kind of healing, bring some kind of balance, or at least it will put you on a road where you'll meet people that will either support you or trigger you or activate you. Then there's the broader mission, the soul purpose. Why am I here? So for me at the time, I knew it was all about helping other people. That was like, this is what I'm here to do. My childhood also supported this. I was in a family where I was a little bit chaotic, so eventually I was less focused on myself. I was more focusing on trying to maintain a balance and feel safe in that environment. So of course it set the foundations, so I would be very empathic. Was I born empathic and highly intuitive? Yes, before any kind of social and parental influences. But still, everything I have witnessed as a child made me even more sensitive. And that sensitivity allowed me to connect to people's pains, which led me to all these works, but it helped me with my hypnotherapy work, and it does help me now because I understand why people are reluctant to really follow their journey as a light worker. There's all that emotional, ancestral, and karmic trauma that needs to be healed. So receiving your guidance is connected to your soul purpose. You can have no clue of what your soul purpose is and still receive guidance. But how will you use this guidance? Everyone's intuitive. why some are like so aligned with everything they do, and why others who are highly intuitive seem to always struggle. It's just the way they accept this mission, the way they it's the way they trust themselves, holding that frequency, holding these abilities, because there's a responsibility. You know, when you have intuitive abilities, gifts that are now in these times recognized as paranormal in a certain way, eventually it will feel like, you know, everyone will have a conversation around, you know, psychic abilities because it will be mainstream. But we're pioneers. We're really pioneers here. So we may use a language and use, you know, ways to work that are still very weird for many. So if your soul purpose is not clear and you haven't healed some of your emotional trauma, karmic trauma, so from other lives, or ancestral trauma, so repeated patterns from generation to generation, from generations to generations. That's the French girl in me that forgets to put her S's here and there. So if that isn't cleared, if that isn't clear, or if that isn't identified, balanced, then it becomes very hard to just accept, use, and share your gifts. It will always be that kind of inner conflict where you are, sorry, I just need water, where you where you feel drawn to share your magic, but somebody's comments, somebody's perception of what you're doing will impact you. So when you know your soul purpose, you feel so powerful. You feel that anyone's comments, anyone's judgment about who you are, about what you do, is not affecting you. But to reach there, you have to trust the guidance you receive in whatever form, and you need to follow the guidance they give you, and you need to understand why. Okay, I have these abilities, but when I look at the world, when I look at my family, when I look at my situation, it's not magical. It doesn't bring me a magical life automatically. It doesn't make all the pain disappear and all the magic rise. No, that's where it's problematic. It's when we believe that developing our intuitive abilities is all we have to do. There's more to do. And the soul purpose gives you that certainty that whether you go straight to the core of your mission or whether you divert, which is what I have done for very, very long, again, out of knowledge more than anything, you are always brought back to center because you understand your soul purpose. I have dreamt, and please share your story, maybe you have a story about that too, that from the beginning, from a very, very early age, I was being shown that I was going to help people heal, but not with a regular health practice. It would be different. It would be really felt. It would be using love and emotions as a way of transcending fear, pain, and trauma. I knew that from a very young age, but I could not, of course, verbalize it this way. I could not explain it this way. I could not share it this way. So I just went with what I knew at the time. And I just definitely didn't want to be labeled as in the metaphysical world. I was like not ready to endorse this this kind of this kind of field of work. I wanted more, to blend more than anything. But as soon as your mission is clear, again. So there are not many ways. There are not many ways to develop your intuitive abilities, to receive the guidance. You always receive guidance. So I would say at this point to understand the guidance you receive and unlock your soul purpose. It can happen to you very naturally. And I'll tell you that if ever you want to work alone, because this is how you prefer to do it, the best I can tell you is simply ask for guidance. So don't ask like, give me $20,000, this is what I need. It doesn't work like that. But ask for guidance so you take the decisions. The universe, your higher self, the frequency, the higher frequencies are not doing things for us. They want us to know how we can manifest things. And to manifest things, we have to really set our vibration to a level we can receive that guidance. So you can receive guidance from your higher self if you're stressed, if you're worried, if you doubt, if you're sick. You can. But then how is the mind going to accept? How many times accept the information? I mean, usually it starts with numbers, it starts with card readings, it starts with animals, wildlife. There's so many ways for the universe, and when I say the universe, your light team and your higher self to really make you see what's happening. Numbers are so important too. You know how many people are talking about angel numbers. There's no definition. 111, 222. It doesn't mean one thing specifically. It just means pay attention. And then you start to understand what 111 means for you. I mean, for me, and that's a while back, but there was a lot of 2222 in clocks. 1111. It's like it was always around 22 and 11. Always. And there was nothing I could find online that would exactly describe the message I was sensing, because those numbers felt like a moment in time that was completely paused, and I knew it because every time, and that's what they want, those numbers are simply to force you to disconnect from your usual daily life. They want you to say, oh, again, oh, here again. So you see that moment of surprise disconnects you and puts you in another frequency. And that other frequency allows you to receive, because you're starting to ask questions. Why this? Why so often? What do you mean? So again, your higher self will always find ways to share guidance with you. Always. Now, if you want to work on your own, start to ask questions. Once the connection is done and you can see clearly that it's done, you have to ask yourself questions. I mean, not yourself. You have to ask questions so you can get, I say yourself because obviously it comes from a higher version of yourself, but you have to ask questions. Okay, why are you showing me these numbers? What's going to happen? And it took me a while, to open that channel. And eventually I knew it was about where I would live and my relationship. But at the moment, I didn't know how it would come out, how it would materialize in my life. I found out, I think, a year and a half later. It took a year and a half of 1111 and 22s to really make me realize that something was going to shift. And I knew it. I said, I think they're getting me ready for something big, but I don't know what. And it's a good thing, because at the time, I would not have known and I would not have been ready. And then it happened. And then I understood, this is what you meant. And again, there's external energies. Where Gaia shifting, external energies are shifting too, which makes it easier for non-light workers or dormant light workers or awakening light workers to open these channels, open these portals to other realities. It's not just you suddenly becoming available to this. It's also, again, the veil of illusion, that kind of blinding energy that stops us to really connect to all that we are and all we can become. And that too is thinning out. So more and more light workers will awaken from this. So you can do it on your own. You can just observe, ask questions, see how your higher self and start to want to connect with you. But there will be a time where, in order for you to expand and move to your next step, you will need to either read a book on a specific topic, have a workshop, or work with me, or work with anyone you feel a kind of a resonance with. And it's normal. There's somebody somewhere that has the same kind of vibration as yours. You feel aligned, but they have been doing this for a little bit longer, or they have been in that field, for a little bit longer, and they dedicate more time to it, so it feels like they know a little bit more. But in the end, we need each other. We really need each other. Your awakening is a succession of many, many steps that you will take to become closer to who you are on all levels. That's what we talk about also in the reconnection, and we're starting tomorrow. So we're starting on June 12th, and the reconnection is so important. And when you're reconnected, you receive guidance. You do always receive guidance, but you understand it. And you understand that, oh, it's coming from an avatar, my avatar from another time. And if I use a language you don't fully understand, please ask questions. I will answer them probably later, as I'm focused on my energy right now, but I will read them and answer them. But if I'm using terms you're not familiar with, feel free to ask. Avatars are just other versions of you living in different times and different realities, and they have something. We all our parts have something to share with us. The way at nighttime, if it's not a conscious thing, you are probably meeting other yous, other versions of you, and you're teaching them. You're teaching them what you have learned. And same thing, there's an exchange. So sometimes when you wake up and it's easier to make a decision, or you have a feeling that suddenly, you have an interest for something else. Who knows, what happened that night. So once you're connected to all that you are, that's what I mean when I say all that you are, it becomes easier to follow the guidance. It becomes easier to really understand your soul purpose. Your soul purpose will become clearer and clearer the more you're able to receive your guidance. When people work with me, I just really shrink down the amount of efforts and time it's normally required to unlock all these abilities. Why? Because I'm working with high vibrational energies, and when I work with somebody, one-on-one setting or group setting, the vortex is widened, meaning we can tap into different energies, not only yours, not only mine, but so many more. So it means more data is coming within 30 minutes. I just had a wonderful session with a person from the human and multidimensional initiation we had a while back. It's not that long. It's just a few days ago. And that person had won a 30-minute session with me. It's so much came through. And I know as soon as we connect and that person is ready to receive, it could go on forever. It could go on, the information could just flow forever. But it's also based on what that person can receive. And within 30 minutes, we had clarity around the soul purpose. We had clarity around her main intuitive powers, the one she has now, those who are dormant, those who are just rising. We had an explanation of why she chose to work in a specific field, just to prepare her to be the healer she's becoming right now. We were shown where some of the blocks were, and we were shown a past life, a parallel life. And there was a strong connection with that parallel life, so she could understand where she feels blocks right now, why, where it's coming from. So it was coming from that lifetime. She was a healer in that time, and how she could also bring the healing gift that other life had in this life. It was really a really powerful 30-minute, and that, if you do that on your own and you're not mastering these abilities, might take you sometimes months or years if you do it on your own. And because you're receiving it, you might even doubt, did I dream this? I probably invented this. When suddenly somebody external that doesn't know you, who doesn't know you at all, is retrieving these information, and you're like, oh my God, yes, I felt like that for a long time. It makes sense. Suddenly the notion of it makes sense allows you to integrate everything you have felt for so long. And now, because a person like me sees it, receives the guidance, and shares it with you, not only are you reinforcing what you already felt, but you're also unlocking what needed just that little spark of interdimensional connection to do so. So, of course, you can all do this on your own, or you can just accelerate the process. And when I say accelerate, it's not pushing it faster than what it should be, because I know some people have this thinking that I let things happen and unfold as they should. I trust the universe. And I think it's wonderful to think this way. But there are times where waiting is also connected to a fear, is connected to a fear to just embrace it fully, is also connected to some emotions that are not ready to take action. And in our world, if you want to evolve as a light worker, there's a need to take actions. There's a need to make decisions. If it's unclear and whatever guidance you ask for doesn't bring more clarity, give yourself time. Of course, give yourself time so you feel more aligned. But that moment in a lifetime where you feel that the universe is going to send you the right people, the right things at the right time, that period of complete surrender without doing anything, being passive, should not last more than a few weeks. Eventually, you will have restabilized your energy flow, and you will want to do something. Mainly if you're a light worker with a mission. Some light workers are just healing and, talking about it with friends and family, and that is already an act of courage for many of us. But others have a broader mission. So thinking that the universe is always going to give you the right circumstances all the time might hide a fear of involvement. Now there's a difference also. You can feel totally ready and put yourself in such vibration because you're connected to your higher self and star team. So you're like, okay, what is next? And they show you what's next. But again, the world is the world. The world is big. So many people are there waiting for maybe a person like you to help them. How they can find you if you're waiting for the universe to find you and put you on social media or on any other platform. Once you receive clear indications coming from me, coming from whatever you do on your own, you have somehow the need to take actions and say, okay, but if my mission is to be a healer, what are my next steps? Do I need to train? Do I need to to practice with people, and usually, yes, it's practice. Usually we even download a complete process, and that doesn't come within 30 minutes, rarely, unless you have been working with me for a while. But most of the time when we work together, they will show you exactly the process. They won't say, hey, you're a healer, now you're on your own. No. They will tell you, okay, in order to unlock these healing abilities, and that's an example, you must go there. You must maybe attend that workshop, or you must do that on your own first, or maybe on a member of your family. It's that precise. And every time you develop your abilities, you of course rise in power and trust, then more elements can come in. So my work personally is not to make you jump some steps that are crucial into your awakening. It's to confirm that what you sensed is real, and I just bring more details to this. So instead of staying in a space of doubt because not receiving clarity and your ego probably doubting this, I'm here to simply help you put everything in order, confirm things that you were probably feeling already, but also giving you so many clear details about your soul purpose, your powers, what needs to be healed as well. Again, you cannot just develop your powers and connect to higher realities, and usually it's so much fun to connect to other realities because your body feels good, your mind feels more relaxed, but that's not the ultimate goal. You're part of a human expansion process, and it will affect humans' biology, including the way the brain works. In order for the brain to work in alignment with the heart, so the feelings, the spiritual guidance, it needs to be at peace. And when the ego is still dealing with childhood fears and you know, all the trauma, there's not a single person on this planet who does not have a trauma, even the happiest ones. And it doesn't mean it's caused by families, it's sometimes at school. There are moments where you feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? For what purpose? Everyone, because energies are still dense and it doesn't give you access to all that you are. So you're still wondering why sometimes. But we are, as light workers, working on developing a process that will help people reconnect to this. So first you have to experience that for yourself before sharing it, or you might be sharing it at the same time you are experiencing it. It's totally fine. At this point, most of the guidance you will receive will be channeled, so it's not something learned, it's something unlocked. It's more a remembering more than a learning. So you have to bring healing onto yourself so you can develop your intuitive abilities, which will in return help you heal whatever is still in need of healing. And that work you do on yourself helps you understand a bit better why you're here and helps you help others. And by us combining our awakening power and sharing them with others, we are changing the energies. Our children, our grandchildren, our neighbors, whomever we enter in contact with, will feel more at peace, more understood, more supported. They'll have somebody they can talk to. It could be you, it could be one of your clients, it could be one of your friends you just gave a bonus session or anything. You cannot foresee yet the impact of you working on yourself and developing your intuitive abilities. I can tell you I see it. It might take many generations, but a person who's 20 years old right now will see a big difference when they're in their 80s. They will see actually parts of the results of what we're doing right now. They will see that the educational system is different and is holding everyone in their differences, the highly intuitive, the hyperactives, and all the divergent ones. And suddenly no one will feel rejected. No one will feel that they have to fit a system, because the system won't be as rigid. It will be a lot more flexible and inclusive. But how do we do this? How do we attain that level of society, inclusive society? We simply need to work on ourselves. And at this time right now, even though there's more and more healing modalities available than before, there's still an effort to be done. It's not mainstream yet. It's better than 4 years ago. It's better than 3 years ago. We have evolved 10 years, 20 years in 4 years. Like the amount of progression is what we have experienced in 20 years, but it got activated in 4 years. So imagine what's going to happen in the next 4 years. But nobody's going to go and get you. People who suddenly are selected by, spiritual guides, and it's rare. Usually you have to take care of yourself. Nobody's going to say, hey, I see your potential, come and work with me. It's quite rare. You have to somehow put yourself in the right place to be seen. And magic does happen. You might just find somebody who says, hey, come and work with me. We're going to do wonderful things, and it will come very naturally. But if that happens, it's probably because of the work you have done before, or the work others around you have done. So you are so receptive that people are drawn to you, and then magic does unfold. So I do believe it's happening, but the majority of us really need to take actions. And that's where you are stepping out a little bit from the mainstream system, where the system has a tendency to tell us what to do on all levels. And I'm not criticizing the system here, because I'm part of it and I do really enjoy what it's offering me. But I also know its flaws when everyone wants us to be the same, as it is more easily manageable for the system. The system sees it as spending way more money on people who have another type of personality, not to try to go into details. So at this time, and it's going to last for a while like that, it will be less and less difficult, simply because more people can hold you and help you, but still it becomes a personal decision. How much are you willing to invest in yourself in terms of energy and time to heal yourself, develop your intuitive abilities, understand the guidance coming your way, and allowing yourself to continue to grow all the time? It is important. And this is part of the empowerment. Remember, imagine, not remember, but imagine everything you are invested in right now is coming from your own decision, and not specifically suggested by the system as a linear way of expanding, of fitting in society. It's like education has, certain steps to follow. Now you make your own education, like in the intuitive world. You can work with me. I will definitely help you to really unlock all your magic and help you heal so much more. But you might decide to add to this another kind of educational, support. You can maybe work with a healer, and then work with another person, and work with an animal communicator. At this point, you are creating your own intuitive education, and that will shift. People in your life will come and go, because you decide what you want to work with and whom you want to work with. So I'll see if I can really create a unique experience without having to invite you in the group program called the Rising Lightworker. Something that really helps you unlock your soul purpose and accept the guidance, because you are receiving the guidance. And if you're not sure what is your next step, chances are that you already have received the guidance but were not really able or did not accept fully the guidance. This is where I would help you. But consider the Rising Lightworker, because it's everything I'm expressing right now cannot really be done in 30 minutes. Like, the good example is really that person I had that session with. But it doesn't hold her as she's trying to find the steps to really become the healer that we've seen she would become. That's where I help, The Rising Lightworker program helps you on 3 levels, and we're starting on the 12th. It doesn't matter, you can join us a little bit later, but by June 20th, the price will change. This is completely my launch. It's a new program, and it's being recorded as we go. Some content is audio, others are video. Some are pre-recorded, some will be live, but it's recorded right now. Even what is pre-recorded will be recorded now in this time. I'm creating it as they're sending me the details. So it's a new experience. I know this experience will last for a little while, meaning that I will definitely show it a few times. It won't be at the same price, because I know I will add more stuff every time. And even right now, I do believe that offering it at this price is such a deal for the content you'll have. You'll have access to the whole program for 6 months. So you'll have time to go back and go back. So we'll be together 4 months. You'll have 2 extra months to integrate all that. There's no rush. You can just watch the videos when you want. When you can make it live, join us live. You can review everything that has been released previously. I'm not just giving you everything at once, because I know that it could feel overwhelming. So every week, as we say, we drip new content. So we go deeper every time. So the first part is the first 5 weeks, and it's the reconnection. Reconnecting to past lives, reconnected to your light guides, reconnecting to other parts of yourself who are living right now, reconnecting, of course, to your higher self, going through the heart center, connecting to the Galactic Council. All these, the reconnection says it all. It's reconnecting to who you are, but who you are not just on a philosophical, I'm gonna say it, philosophical, in a philosophical way. Thank you. It's reconnecting to everything you are beyond this incarnation. It's reconnecting to other selves that are holding a wisdom that is accessible to you like this. All you have to do is put yourself in a trance and just ask and connect. We will do that. The first part, the reconnection, and that's a choice. You may decide to stay with me in the group for 4 months, or you may decide just to do one module at a time. The first one is the reconnection. It's everything I'm talking about right now. And I probably forgot anything, but that will last 5 weeks. We're reconnecting. I need it, and I'll share the link if you want to have a look at it. It's kind of a, it's kind of a really descriptive program, because I've channeled it like that, and it's going into depth. So the first part, the reconnection, and again, you can have a look at the program itself. heart center expansion, higher self communication. We're connecting to other civilizations. Who were you in Avalon? Who were you in Lemuria? Who were you in Atlantis? You probably were more than one person there, but we're connecting to this. We're connecting to New Earth. There's inner Earth, there's New Earth. We're connecting to these energies as well. Again, reconnection to all sources of guidance. They don't always come from your higher self, or your higher self is the coordinator and goes and grabs whatever holds the information you need. But sometimes we connect to different vibrations in order to receive that. So timeline projection, how to connect to another version of yourself that lives on another timeline, and how you can transfer that, whatever power they have, back to you, and connecting to the Galactic Council. The Galactic Council, that's important for you to understand why energies around you are this way. What is at play? Once you're reconnected, which is exactly what it means, then of course you'll have the choice to either continue the adventure with the awakening and the mastery, or you may just have enough, and that's all fine. Have a look at it. Come and join me. You can join the 12th, that would be great. You would start at the same time as everyone. We're a small group, so I can personalize it really, 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 really much. I can really personalize it, and based on your questions and people's comments, I can actually really create a universe that really answers everyone's needs. And you may decide also to wait a little bit, which is fine. But next week, so the 20th, the price will go up. All prices will go up. And, well, hopefully you can join. You will love it. You will really love it. It's the most complete work I have shared. The most. I think the longest I have offered was 8 weeks. 8 weeks, so everything I'm sharing in 4 months, accessible for 6 months, was condensed in 8 weeks, and it was a lot. Every week, so much content. Here, there's a lot of content, but it's a bit shorter. Instead of being like an hour, it's somewhere between 15 minutes to 30 minutes, average 20 minutes. So it's easier to consume, easier to integrate. And between modules, so between the reconnection, the awakening, and the mastery, we will have 2 weeks off, so you can review what needs to be reviewed, so you can work on what you have received, because you will receive guidance and suggestions from your higher self, so you will want to work on that and integrate everything. So we take more time so we can go more in depth and connect to other realities, and more time also for me to support you. Over 4 months, you won't be the same, and you will see yourself evolve over time. And you will be so happy to have me around, so you can ask me questions or just share. Hey, this is what I have experienced today. Hey, are you feeling this as well? So it's the closest way to work with me besides working, aside from working with me one-on-one. And still, you can have both. I have created a VIP package that allows you to access the group experience, so the Rising Light Worker immersion, and some one-on-one work with me. So I hope you're going to join us whenever you feel is the right time. But we are entering another period. We are in this period which is a little bit slower and gentler. It will be a little bit more activated, more activating, more pushy around the solstice, so around June 20th. And it's just perfect to start an experience around these times. After the eclipse, everything shifted. Everything again got accelerated. And it's because of that eclipse that the rising light worker, it's thanks, not because, but thanks to the eclipse that the rising light worker came to life. Beautiful ones, feel free to ask questions, comments. Go and check the link. Go and check the group if you're not in the group. If you're ready to really enjoy this life on all levels, I'm here to help you on all levels. And I'll be so happy to welcome you in our journey. Thank you so much for being here. And I will take a few minutes to read your questions and just write down the answers. Right. Thank you. Bye for now.